Right there, Todd and Erin Morning, stream on theupbardaily.com. Welcome to the show. First of all, coming up, we should anyway, let's do the...
Okay, number one, first, okay, let's just say good morning to everybody on Facebook. Hi, you guys. Nice to see you. And then we need to go to the Morning Mountain Cam, of course, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. This is electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Because it's absolutely gorgeous today. And, of course, it's going to be searingly hot again. So this one green shot's pretty much the only thing you're going to see for the rest of the day. Then it's going to be a life-sucking dust bowl.
All right, 4 things you need to know today. Actually,
all right, number one.
You don't need to know these, but they're fun.
But they're funny for us. Elizabeth Smart calls this the best, worst movie she's ever seen, and it's actually the story of her life. So that's kind of funny.
We got a bear chasing a guy on a bike.
That's not scary at all.
Get some pictures of that.
Okay, this is teamwork, handcuffed, and you steal a police car as a couple. Now that's bonding.
Oh, and there's a drink that'll kill you and send you to the hospital.
That's which one first?
Round for everyone.
The hospital first or the death part first? I'm just
the
curious.
Death, I'm not sure. All right, so let's start off with Elizabeth.
This is interesting. She's finally doing the movie that's going to tell her story. There was that ripped from the headlines one they did back in 2003, which was
without their take
her
on
participation, and it was not great. She said she was really torn about it. She didn't want to do it. She was talking to a lot of the news media down in Hollywood for the new television season, and she said, well, it just seemed like a really good idea. Finally, she said, they talked to me about it at Lifetime. A&E is going to be doing kind of a documentary about it first, and then the Lifetime movie. And that's when she called it the best, worst movie she's seen. And she's so charming. I mean, it was an incredibly courageous story and she said the reason why she's willing to do this is because every time she tells this story, another person is rescued, and she wants them to know that it doesn't define them. And if you remember, that was the whole key message of what she came out of her experience with. This is not going to define me. It is not going to rule how I live the rest of my life.
Wow.
And she didn't. And the thing is that she's met with so many kidnapping victims since then, and she's given the same message to them, so many sexual assault victims over and over. This does not define you. This is not who you are.
That's heavy duty.
So for me, that's incredibly emotional. And there's people who have stated, why is she telling the story again? You know what? If every single time she tells a story, another person realizes
this
their
is
worth,
true.
You
this
tell
is
the
true.
story again,
this
over and
true.
over again, and I will stand by you. Because it's so important.
That's a good,
And so, yes, now I'm done being verklempt just for right now.
You're going to cry right off the top?
I know, but I'm like really emotional about it because I read the criticism and I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
No one has been more graceful about this experience than that girl. So,
all right.
Good for you.
So our message is, and you might be getting tired of this, but we're moving, and today the movers come.
Except for we moved most of the house yesterday.
We moved a lot of odds.
Oh,
first of all, if you're thinking about moving, don't. Resolve your issues. If you need to, if it's too small, get rid of a kid or two. Listen, if you're fighting with your spouse, make that happen. Go to counseling. The landlord hates you. Bring him some cake.
I don't care if the house is on fire. Don't move.
Don't move.
It's not worth it.
Please don't move. Don't. Okay, so basically we have like some artwork. When I say artwork, I mean posters that are framed and stuff like that, mirrors and things. We wanted to move on our own.
Paintings that your mother did for us.
Oh, it made me feel bad. So we said, let's move those. And then there's a bunch of stuff in my garage. It's like, how do you package a smoke fog machine?
Yeah. Well, that was all the weird, long, awkward things. It's like you can't box them anyhow.
So we moved about 10, I have a 10-foot trailer. We moved about 10 or 15 loads of that. I could arm wrestle Thor right now, and I would crush his head. Something happened, and I would may I use a visual aid?
I think you should.
All right, so we're moving. We've pulled in with the trailer and the car, pulling the trailer into the driveway.
By the way, Todd cannot remember where this house is, even though it's a block and a half away from where we live now. And he has driven past it every single time. And I'm talking 15 trips.
And I go by and went, I suddenly noticed, did you know that's our house? Okay, so here we are in the driveway. It's 110 degrees outside. I've got a box. And yes, it is from the liquor store. And so I've got a box, right? And for some reason, we must have driven over a hornet's nest. Right, so
did you say they can be in the ground? I never knew that.
Yeah, and they're everywhere, right? They're flying around. They're landing on the car like this.
Oh, it's
so
horrible.
at first, I'm out there doing this.
No, you were really magnificent with that piece of cardboard. You whacked like 8 of them.
And then later, I'm walking up to the house, and you know how you make that? you're doing
Don't
this.
sting me, don't
and
sting
you're
me,
doing
don't
that.
sting me, don't sting me. Yeah.
And then I suddenly realized what the new neighbor pretty much looked like. And then
What it appeared like to the neighbors.
right, what that looked like. And she came over later, and she walked up.
Lovely lady.
And she had seen the way I was moving and
Lurching
stuff.
and bobbing.
Yeah, and she came over and she goes, "Hello there. My name is Molly. What's your name?" So nice to see you out in the world. And you have a companion.
Oh, you're living independently.
Is that the person who takes care of you? See, when you're ducking bees.
I would just, that's not fair. Really, we'll give her a better impression
Horrible.
as we go along.
It's horrible.
Actually, we won't. It won't get any better.
There is the Outback Steakhouse is trying to take over the world.
One blooming onion at a
And
time.
I know you're thinking, oh, it's the Knight Templars. Which I'm really
Knights Templar.
so tired of hearing about
Knights
that.
Templar.
Illuminati.
It could be the Illuminati.
It could be, and that's
don't know
basically
that.
what they're saying. They're saying the Illuminati is basically a part of Outback Steakhouse.
Wait a minute. They're actually claiming that?
Yeah, if you take the positions, locations of Outback Steakhouses, they form a pentagram, which we all know is a sign of something.
Are you sure? I
The
think
devil.
they just do it
The
on
devil,
population
right?
density, don't they?
The devil, right?
Sure,
This one
but-
over here and this one up here.
Really?
And then you get the...
Traditionally, they place restaurants based on population density. I didn't realize it was
Not
based
if,
on a
not
pentagram
if you
shape.
not if you work for Beelzebub.
Okay.
And so basically, what they found is impending doom is coming, and the brand, which is Outback Steakhouse, tried to play it down. But we know the truth, don't we? And actually, I figured it out. They are trying to conquer the world. They are trying to get rid of us.
Okay.
And they're going to do that with the bloomin' onion.
Yeah.
Yes, the bloomin' onion. And you're
Yeah.
saying, Todd, how can that happen? Let me go down to the calorie
Have
count.
you ever had a blooming onion? They're delicious.
Calorie count, 1,946.
Oh my good Lord, I didn't realize it was that bad.
Total fat, 160 grams. You can almost hear your heart slowing down. Trans fat, 3.8 grams.
Oh wow.
Cholesterol, 149 milligrams. Sodium, 4,085 milligrams, which is 170% of your daily intake, what you're supposed to do.
That's enough to like put in your water softener. I mean, what?
It's
okay.
like making jerky and brining it. Total carbs, 117.
It's worth every carb.
It really is.
It really is worth every
But
carb.
protein, 18 grams.
Well, see, there you go. There's something there.
What's a daily, isn't it 2,200?
I think it's between 18 and 2,200 calories per
This one's
person.
19.
So that's basically your entire calories for one day.
Here's the problem. It's a side dish.
It's a snack.
It's
It's an appetizer.
It's just something you throw on the
It's
table.
the appetizer that just took
That's-
over your entire life and finished off your entire day.
That's going to kill you.
Pretty much.
All right, so
So they are going to take us. It's just going to be one blooming onion at
it's
a
not
time.
the Illuminati. No,
It's the blooming onion.
coronary disease. That's how they're going to do it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a given. All right, tell me something good. I'm
All
very
right.
excited about today's. You know, the internet can be good or evil. It can be used for all manner of purposes. And there's one that's rather magnificent, and that is basically finding homeless people and reuniting them with their families. Because if you think about it, a lot of people on the streets do have family that would love them and would want to care for them and want them to be back in their lives, but maybe it's mental illness. Maybe it was like different kinds of, a lot of people are ashamed. They don't want to see how their families see how far they might have fallen.
Some people are just like, they just leave and they disappear, and the family wants to help, but they have no idea where they are.
Well, it's interesting. Kevin Adler's the founder of Miracle Messages, and he created the project as a means of honoring his late Uncle Mark. His uncle battled schizophrenia, I guess, for 30 years, and he had life on and off the streets, and they would try to find him and say, hey, we want to help you, and he would be gone again, and they said, we understand this, and he said, I wanted to do this during the holiday season. This was in 2014, and so he used to go around with pots of hot coffee and pastries, and like, hey, how are you? And he would sit down with people, pour him a cup of coffee, give him something to eat, and he'd talk to them and say, do you have people? Do you have family that you're thinking about this time of year? Do you have any messages you want to send them?
So he's kind of digging for...
Yeah, so he was literally going out and bringing his message out to them, saying, "What would you like me to tell them?"
That is
and
cool.
so he got a whole bunch of different people to volunteer. Michael Galden said, "I wanted to volunteer with Miracle Messages to humanize the homeless because my family and I lived on the streets for 10 years." And we really wish that maybe someone would empathize with us. And he said that people don't look at you. You feel like you're invisible.
Right.
And so when they started doing these messages, they would start passing them out. They would put them up on Facebook, and they would start tracking them through algorithms. And so they would get the messages up, the pictures up, and when they would get response in them, like likes or shares or whatever, they would boost it and they would push towards these people trying to go, do you know this person? Do you know who he is? Do you know who she is?
And?
Would you like to know them better? So they've reunited over 30 people with family. And the amazing thing is this, over 15 of them have been able to go back to their families and be with them again. And I love the concept of that once again, social media unites us.
And then the family can, get the help. If there's a mental issue, they can get the medicine. They can do that.
Get in touch with services that can help them again. But they give them that place, that home base again, and where they have love, and they realize, no, it's worth it. There's people who have got your back.
And I'm going to tell you a story about Zuckerberg with Facebook.
Did you mean Mark Zuckerberg?
No, it's his brother.
Okay.
And what he's doing with all the money from Facebook. And once again, it's another step towards goodness. And that's going to be coming up. How about that?
You were taunting us. All right, let's go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. This has been one heck of a weekend. She's got a lot to talk about. It's brought to you by Fink and McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. If you want to go online, you can do this in 4 minutes. I'm not joking. Fink-McGregor.com. You'll find all your options there. Executive Transportation. If you need an elegant, discreet, calm ride with professional service and very affordable prices, you definitely want March. Just go to Executive Utah to book your ride. And then also All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, 24-hour service, and we've seen after the recent floods, that's a handy thing. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. Good morning, Daisy. What's going on?
Hello, everyone. Here's what's making headlines Monday, July 31st on GephartDaily.com. A married couple has had to be rescued after falling more than 40 feet in Farmington Canyon Sunday evening. According to police, the couple fell while hiking with family members around 6 p.m. near the waterfall at the Davis Creek Trail. The wife suffered a serious head injury and had to be flown to a nearby hospital, while the husband was evacuated by way of ground ambulance. The extent of their injuries remained unclear. One person was killed and 2 others were seriously injured in a crash on State Route 191 near Vernal on Saturday. The Utah Highway Patrol says a 2015 Nissan was southbound when it crossed the center median and struck a northbound motorhome. The driver of the Nissan died at the scene. She has been identified as Tiara Williams, 21, from McKinnon, Wyoming. 2 others who were in the motorhome were critically injured, including a 94-year-old woman. A frantic search Saturday for a stolen car with a 1-year-old boy in it had a happy conclusion when the child and the suspect were located. Salt Lake City police got a call just before 9 p.m. from a woman who said her car had been stolen from an apartment complex near 700 South, 900 West, and that her child was inside the vehicle. About 30 minutes later, the baby was dropped off at Intermountain Medical Center in Murray. Police say it's possible that the suspect had no idea the baby was in the car when he took it. The child was in good condition and has been returned to his mother. The suspected car thief was arrested later after leading police on a brief chase. And now let's take a look at your Wasatch Front weather, where highs will hover in the mid to upper 90s for the next 3 days. No real chance of rain, and overnight lows will be in the low 70s. That's it for now. More news 24/7 on GephartDaily.com. For now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
So funny, MJ on Facebook was saying, I can't believe that you survived bee attacks and moving, and you both look so refreshed and rested. Boy, have we got you fooled. Good morning, honey.
It's coffee.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about...
This is the best case of instant karma I think I've heard for a while.
Nice.
This is incredibly random. Thursday night, there was a big group of family. They were all hanging out. They were having like a picnic down at Liberty Park.
Sounds fun.
That's down in Salt Lake City on 7th East if you're not familiar with the area.
What?
But it's a gigantic park. There's always scads of kids running around, families.
What could go wrong? Norman Rockwell picture.
Well, this is the most random attempt at kidnapping I've ever heard. Stephen Ray Montoya, who's 36, was arrested on suspicion of attempted child kidnapping.
Yeah.
He walked up to the family at the first
Oh!
and said, look at that face, and said, hey, do you know that girl over there, the little 5-year-old? They went, yeah, that's our daughter. So he went running at her and grabbed her. So the family immediately raced and...
Like he's going to kidnap her.
Yeah, and starts hauling her off. So
Right.
they grab him. And now this is my favorite phrase in the story. It says, family held him for police. Once again, can we see that
Let's
photo
go
again?
back to the photo. Yeah, that's...
Family
Held
held him for police. The accidental ramming of his head into the pavement 60 or 70 times.
Yeah, they just kept holding him.
He was held for police.
It happens.
Super tight. A lot.
He fell.
Yeah, several times.
You grabbed my daughter? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. Held.
Yeah.
I always picture when you say held like this, like an embrace.
Right.
It was more like a foot on the back of his neck, I'm guessing, in that particular.
Do you notice behind me the sun's coming up? Look in the picture. Look.
It is beautiful. Look, it's like you have a little halo around your head, babe. Look, you're like a little angel.
I'm an angel.
Yeah, not really.
Not going to happen.
Not really.
Coming up, a drink that sent a guy to the hospital, plus the bridge I will never go on. It's all coming up next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgage is made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
For Facebook. Oh.
Explain the drink that
All right.
sent the man to the hospital.
All right, so don't do this, no matter what. Oh, here it is. Okay, so basically from Carolina, there is a pepper, and it's called the Reaper, as in grim. And so basically this drink...
That's flipping me off.
They
That pepper's flipping me off. Look
They
at that.
are.
Look at it. Even you can see the other little fingers bending down. That pepper's flipping us off.
You think that's bad? Wait till the next morning. Basically, the bar sells a shot of vodka with the lemon with the juice in there.
They call it
pepper.
Satan's shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they kind of said, okay, so a bunch of friends got together.
You know what we should do?
That'd be
We've
great.
had a couple of drinks already. That Satan's shot thing looks funny.
No, Sally says, no, I don't want to. Emma, 42, goes, not me. And then it happens.
Apparently only the brightest one.
Peer pressure.
Oh.
And so the group did it. So they take the vodka. That's
Says
got,
only Satan himself is brave enough to drink this vodka neat.
They sign the release, and they all do the shot.
Why do they do that? Why? Why do they do that?
If you've ever done something stupid like this, or something that hot, you know what you go through. And there's nothing will stop it. And milk is the best, but
I mean,
it
we
doesn't
tried
matter.
the habanero pizza crust up at the
It was
pie.
nothing.
And I was chugging milk for about an hour, but
And it wasn't bad at all.
nothing like this.
This is like the hottest thing. If you put this on, it's like 1,000 times to 10,000 times hotter than a jalapeno.
It's the Kelvin unit of
Yeah,
death or
and
something.
if you just touch it to your tongue, your lips will go numb. It'll actually burn your lips and everything that's connected to them all the way down.
Like
And
the esophagus,
the
you need
next-
that. You use it later.
the next morning you can do opera and you didn't know. You could sing and yell that loud. And so the person, Emma, did it, and suddenly it was going into some issues of couldn't breathe,
That's a problem.
and they had to take her to the hospital and resuscitate her. It's so hot.
The vodka actually knocked her unconscious.
It's like your mom saying, if your friend went and jumped off a bridge, and the answer was always, well, yeah, I would do something stupid like that. I like hot food. I like
And I've never understood that about you. I would not do that. I would
Yeah.
not agree with that at all.
I kind of
ever.
like hot food, but not like that hot.
No.
And speaking
No.
about jumping off a bridge, Switzerland. Of course it's the Swiss.
I think this is the coolest thing ever. I don't
Oh.
understand why you wouldn't like this.
Show 'em. It's the longest
Look
hanging
how cool that is.
pedestrian. Oh, that doesn't even get. That's not even the picture that you're looking for. I said the longest. What the hell?
That's amazing. How did they get that to sustain that kind of rigidity with that length? I mean, how did they do that?
I don't know, but it's not enough for me.
That's amazing. Oh, I would love to be on that. How could you not like that?
It's a 1,640 long.
That's amazing. I would totally love to see that.
I would not do that.
1,640 feet.
Right, long.
I would totally love to see that. Why would you like that?
The cables are designed so it will cut down on the swaying. Oh my God. Okay, let's say, like on a brag with the vodka and the pepper. Let's say, come on, Todd, you can do it. Don't be a wimp. And I went. I'd make it like a quarter of the way. And
And then I'd have to drag you in the fetal position the rest of the way, wouldn't I?
And I was, I would, yeah. And I
so
developed
cool.
a fear of heights in the last 10 years for some reason.
You've never had a problem before?
Never. And here's the problem with this.
Uh-huh.
There was another bridge. That's a replacement.
The other one didn't work out so good?
The other one was damaged by rock slides.
Oh. So you're standing there appreciating the beauty, and then you get taken out by a rock. That's great. That's inspiring.
By a rock slide. So what's protecting the new one?
Maybe there's less rocks now because of the slide. So there's less to wipe out the rest of the bridge.
You know,
It could be like that,
You're wrong. That's really wrong. We've talked a lot about opioids in Utah County. Go ahead and tell them some stats on that.
Oh no, it's insane. We've got the trouble is that they're doing a constant education of look, people think that it's not drug addiction if it's a prescription, but with opioids, the death rate is just as high as if it would be if it were a legal drug. It doesn't really matter one way or another whether you got it in a nice little tidy bottle or you got it from a dealer. It can still kill you. That's the problem. Trying to explain that to people.
Now let's talk about unemployment. Let's talk about unemployment in Ohio.
Okay, that's a long stretch, but let's go there.
No, they come together. Basically, there's a lot of manufacturing there, and there's one of the companies there, kind of a blue collar job situation that pays really well, and all you go in and you get the job, and then you're going to make a good living.
Yeah.
Doing incredible stuff. You'll be operating cranes, 150-ton crane.
That's cool.
Moving 3,000 pounds of steel around the building on a regular basis.
You would dig that.
You know I would.
You know you would dig that.
You know I would. And you're driving equipment, and you're driving, and you're doing all this stuff. That involves the safety of others.
Sure.
Here's the problem. They're still looking for 12,000 open skilled jobs in Ohio, in one county.
12,000?
In one county. And why aren't they filled?
Yeah, that's a given, I would think. Money sounds good. It's an interesting job.
4 out of 10 can't pass the drug test. 4 out of 10 cannot pass a simple drug test to work at these companies and make $15+ an hour.
Wow.
They cannot do it. And that's throughout the entire county. And that's how bad it is.
That's really scary.
Because you can't put someone behind the wheel of a vehicle that it's safety issues.
11 tons of steel, yeah. They have to be kind of fairly alert and knowing what they're doing at the time.
I just find that so
4 out of 10 can't pass the drug test.
And she's like, she goes, I'm not alone. She goes, our company is in several states, and it's the same everywhere.
How did it get to this?
I have no idea. But I just thought that was really sad.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
In a really unhappy way, but wow.
All right, so I wanted to, before we do that other thing, I want to talk about Facebook just for a second.
Please do.
Chan, Zuckerberg's wife.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Priscilla Chan, very cool lady.
Very smart lady. What are they doing with their money?
They've got so much of it, they must be tired sitting on it.
I mean,
you could only roll in it for so long. And then
we pay them a lot with the show and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Boosting and doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because otherwise 2 people would watch it. But they have now handled it, and now they are making money and money and money and money. So what are they doing with it?
I'm assuming something smart.
I wish I knew one of those people personally.
Because Dr. Chan's a sharp lady.
Right. So they have gone in, and they have all these different grants. They have all these different things. Several local school districts like have gold
I
cafeteria
know, San
trays.
Francisco's like, yes!
I mean, they are so happy. Policy challenges they do with the kids. They do all this other stuff. Silicon Valley donors, they have some other guys who are LLCs and they don't want anybody to know, but somehow they got their names and what they're all doing with this. And it's kind of like the other guy.
Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs,
or
no.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates and his wife. And they're doing
Also a doctor.
What's the pact they made with all the billionaires?
That they all wanted to give away their money before they died, but just the way Carnegie did when he was, way back in the early 1900s. But the cool thing of the Gates is their goal is they're going to eliminate malaria in all the third world countries because more people have died from malaria that are on. I mean, that is still the greatest killer.
And it's a simple cure.
You find the irony of that. So
it's like that and water.
And one of the cool things that Zuckerberg is doing with his wife is they have a challenge grant where they would throw out random ones like, can you come up with the simplest way of water collection for a third world country?
Right.
And they'll pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for this. They've had amazing inventions coming out from kids in high school and college going, do it like this, and it's a 3 simple step, or ways to get radio uplinks and relays to different villages so that they can communicate. And the kids are the ones doing this because they said, here's the challenge. This is the money you get if you win.
And they have guidelines. They have guidelines, which I think is great. It's like, okay, you have to use a 5-gallon bucket. You have to use things that are commonly found. Precisely. And it's just cool because water is one of the big issues with dysentery and all the different stuff, and I think that's cool. Okay. So they're being really nice, and the goal is for all these billionaires is to die poor, which really makes their kids just want to pull their hair out.
What? What are you talking about?
What do you mean, Dad?
Were you going to include us in one of the...
Right.
Okay, never mind.
All right.
Speaking of brilliant people, we actually had dinner with Just Stout a couple of days ago, and he's, of course, the head of Fink and McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. And the fun thing about this is that he has, number one, he's a Utah business. Number two, they have like every possible program I've ever heard of. Todd and I were like trying to do a challenge of like, okay, but what if it's this scenario? What if it's that scenario? He goes, oh, easy, it's this, this, and this. What about this one? You do this, this, and this. What if you want to have llamas? Do this, this, and this. I mean, the man is amazing. He's got so many different things and so many different places he can access mortgages that you're not really stuck with one or another. So it doesn't really matter what your situation is. All you need to do is go to fink-mcgregor.com. They've got the 4-minute mortgage challenge there. You run through it. Todd and I actually tried it just to see what it was like. And it's literally that simple. And at the end of 4 minutes, it goes, hey, okay, given your situation, here's 3 or 4 different options for you. And if you've ever seen anything this fast before, no, actually, I challenge you, you haven't. You've never seen anything this fast. So just go to fink-mcgregor.com. It's mortgages made simple. Hi, Daisy. How are you, baby?
Good morning.
How are you?
Nice to see you. I'm good.
Very good. I wanted you to come in because I wanted to brag about my wife. All right.
I will never turn that down.
All right. So,
I brag about your wife all the time.
So we're moving. In our new place, we don't have that much furniture, okay? And so
we do have a couch that we trash picked during the last city cleanup.
Right.
It's a nice couch. It's lovely.
And just to give me a picture, is it like a super comfy couch or kind of a hard couch?
Kind of a hard couch.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So,
and it's okay.
So Erin went shopping and she was going to go get a couch. And she came back.
That way Zoe doesn't have to sit on the coffee table anymore.
She
just crouches there like a little gargoyle drinking her orange. It's the saddest thing ever.
My wife bought me a sectional. Yes!
Stop the presses, everyone.
Yes! It's comfy. It's 25 inches deep.
25 feet long.
It might as well
it's
be.
It's about 25 feet long.
It really is. You go all the way. You get on your sectional. You sort of roll all the way to your car because it goes over
pretty
the
much
pavement.
That's if you decide to get up because you're not going to. And it's cushy and it's not hard. And I've been sitting on a hard seat watching CNN at my computer for how long?
10 years or so.
What do you guys have against sectionals?
Have you ever noticed that in any of the design magazines, Daisy, they never have a sectional? There's a reason for that.
I have a deep-rooted fear of these things.
And as you should. I tried to sit down and I couldn't get back out. They had to get a
That's the point.
Yeah, you'll have to bring over Jay for dinner. There's plenty of room for all 4 of us, plus like 20 of your family members. So do bring everybody.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. You would think that, because when Todd said sectional, I was like, oh my gosh, oh no.
What's that face for?
It's so, my family, for all that, you know, they're super like bohemian,
Right.
artists.
Yeah.
They are like puritanical when it comes to like leisure time in your home. So I bought my mum a pair of slippers, right?
Right.
Mucklucks had a sale on
Oh, it's
Zillow.
lovely.
I bought
Yes.
2 great pairs for me, like fluffy and kind of, whoa, so you walk around and they're all like bouncy. And then I bought them for my mum,
Lovely.
and you know, it was the death of ambition. She's like, I mean, seriously, she looks at them and she's like, and she was almost going to say like, you know, I've had a long career. You know, I co-collaborated on Sgt. Pepper. If
I had a good run.
If I put these slippers on, you
It's
know,
o-
even in the
it's
evening,
over.
it's over. Because what she thinks is if you put them on, or if you get on a sectional,
Right.
you're never getting off.
You're
done. You're going to be one of those old ladies that like melds into the sectional and just goes to the loo like through the. I don't really know how that works, but.
Can you get that? That'd be
No,
awesome.
Well, I think you do that. I think.
Right.
Do you remember they found that old lady that was so kind of large that she was welded to her?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a sectional.
I'm sure it was too.
Probably was.
But like, so Mum still won't wear the slippers.
She's afraid of where it might lead her.
Yeah. And Jay
That
would
slippery slope.
love a sectional, and I'm always like, no, we have to have an uncomfy 2-seater sofa. That
See?
we
That's
can
awkwardly
That's the point.
like this.
And if you're like exhausted, you can put your feet up.
And it still
Slightly.
doesn't. It still doesn't work, does it? On the.
But like, tell me, like, how would you put into words how you feel when you're on the sectional
Like
or in the sectional?
Like I
In
won.
is the right word.
I won.
You won?
I won.
Everything's right.
It is. It's. I've always loved them. I have to say.
It takes over the entire living room. They delivered it, and I went in and went, oh, there's no room for anything else now.
It's
And
17 feet
It keeps
across.
silently expanding every time I go back to bring new stuff to the new house. It's gotten bigger, and it starts edging more towards you. And then you have to start edging around it to get past the fireplace to try to go in the other room because it's gotten larger.
It's perfect.
It's kind of spreading itself out.
I think the line for me would be, does it have like one of those cup holders in it? Like a
No.
big goal.
Okay, I think we're good.
That would
'Cause
be
you know some of
tacky.
them have like built-in.
No,
like,
no built-ins.
and then like a built-in Cheeto bowl or something.
No, no.
Todd's like, but
That
there's
would be
an
All right, so I would like to express my love to my wife who gave up all her
that's great.
uncomfortable furniture.
Yeah, and my
For me.
taste, my good taste is
And
gone.
tomorrow you won't be at work because it's like Erin got on the sectional.
And I won't be able to
she's
get out again.
Still there.
But see, you were right, though. You were warning me. It was like the death knell. Now we'll have to be
Mm-hmm.
big gulp people. And we'll start drinking larger and larger big gulps.
Mm-hmm.
Because we'll be sitting there with our carbonated beverage on our sectional.
And wearing fanny packs or bum bags as they're called in England. You know,
Oh.
you
Oh my
probably
God, this
have
is
your
my future.
Cheetos in the fanny pack, right? So you're just like this, like with a big gulp. And
She has all the
this
good
will be me
ideas.
for the rest of my
Is that it? So we have a new definition. It's called Netflix and sleep. That's what we're going to be doing. So don't be jealous. The fanny pack's a good idea. Don't.
Cheetos!
All right, don't be
And then you have
jealous.
some right here, kind of in your. You find the
And
Cheetos.
the rolls of fat
Yeah.
because you're never getting out of the place. So yeah.
This is where it goes. You start wearing slippers, and next thing you know, you're picking Cheetos out of your belly roll.
I should put the refrigerator next to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a little train set.
Right? All right, I got work to do today. I got some work to do. All right.
Oh God, Daisy,
All right.
what have you done?
Hey, coming up, we've got, since we're moving, we've got some warnings for you. If you don't want to get involved in that action, that's coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
Daisy sure she had some great
Oh
ideas.
my God, that was so vivid and troubling.
I'm going to
The
show
fanny pack with the Cheetos. I can just, I have this vision now of our future. And
Oh, stop! I'm getting all. Whew! You can't wait. That'd be good. You took a picture from the store with Zoe on it. She looked like an ant.
shown for scale.
Little kitty.
That's what we use
little
kindergartners
kid
for.
on this big section.
Yeah. You know, I know that I love my family, and I know that this wasn't intentional.
Right.
But I do have 6 brothers and sisters, and
Right. And they have kids.
80% of them had gone out of town over the weekend. 80% of my family had chosen this weekend to go out of town. We're moving. They had other places out of the state to go to. I thought that was perhaps a little radical in their attempt to evade my phone calls, but I was impressed by their ambition and their desire to escape their fate. So, you know.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you.
Yeah. Perhaps you have been caught in this net before where your friend said, hey.
Let me do this. Let me
Okay.
read my list.
I think you should.
Because I've done most of these.
Are these all warning signs?
They're warning signs that someone passive-aggressively is trying to ask you to help them move.
This is when you turn and flee.
All right. It's like this. How's your truck running? Don't fall for it. Don't. Here's another one. Are you still working out? Warning sign. Don't do it. Remember the time when you were sick and I brought you all that food and stuff? Once again.
I was caring for you, and you said in your delirium and your fever, someday I'll have to repay you for all your kindness. And yeah, that day's come.
Here's another one. I bet you can't lift my couch.
I'll take that back.
Hold my beer. And here's the other one. Hey, Bob, I can't decide on which bikini to wear. Would you like to come over and bring your truck?
You can help me decide if it's too revealing.
I think this one's too revealing. Bring your truck and a trailer if you've got one.
So any of those, just totally block them on Facebook.
And matter of
Pull
fact,
them off your Twitter feed.
if they say hi,
Yeah, just that. There you go. Yeah.
don't respond
Yeah.
and block
Daniel
them.
on Facebook. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Truck.
Block them.
It's the truck.
I had a pickup truck, and I would never let anybody else drive it, ever. And after about the 6th time, someone said, "Hey, I'm moving. You want to help me move?" And it was just I just handed them the keys
Enjoy.
and just
bring it back.
I don't
when you're
care.
done.
I'm not going. Ever.
You know, the only thing I hate about helping other people move is because I have to look at
Helping other people move?
No, I have to look at the items of their personal life. And it's like I have to see all the horrible posters they've framed from the 80s, and I have to see what kind of underwear they wear because I'm carrying the basket.
You're
with
not
all
supposed to go
And
into
then-
their underwear drawer.
No. Everybody puts it in a basket because they want to just throw it right back in the dresser again. And then you have to see like all of the really hideous, tacky, mismatched plates, and then you have to read all the uncomfortable like reading material that they've evolved with. And it's like
You're kind of snooty.
oh no. There was one college friend of mine. We moved. How many years with? There was at least 10 years worth of Playboys. And he was proud. He goes, I got some of those from my dad. And I'm like,
He had a collection.
okay, that's more information than I needed. And
It's
I'm
art.
so I'm basically carrying
art.
boxes of naked women going, where do I put this down?
You know, the articles are really good. I don't know if you knew that. And most of those women are librarians
Oh, you're so cute.
and scientists, and they're curing cancer.
Mm-hmm,
Over the weekend, we had some movies, didn't we?
Oh, the Emoji Movie. Who saw it? All right, be honest. Seriously, on Facebook, who's going to admit it? Will anyone admit to have seen the Emoji Movie over the weekend?
And here's what makes it special. Because even though it still made $25 million,
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I really, really don't understand that. And they had some big
critics.
names in it. They had James Corden, Anna Faris,
right.
Maya Rudolph.
Right.
I mean, that's really bizarre.
But they couldn't, they're just voicing, obviously, but they could not avoid the critics going after it. And Rotten Tomatoes is a huge review site. And they take a look at...
Well, it's the definitive, yeah.
It's the big one. Usually they are pretty on, a little more...
This one I think was this was a slam dunk. 0%.
just over 0, though.
Oh, it was 0% on Friday night, and then on Saturday, one
some.
person said, I didn't actually vomit, and so that made it to 3%. So that was good.
They've actually
From 0.
handed out zeros. And you have some of these.
Oh, these are epic. Are you kidding?
Like which ones?
Ballistic.
What's ballistic?
Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu as rival secret agents who unexpectedly joined forces. 116 negative reviews. It was the worst reviewed film on Rotten Tomatoes of all time. Then, of course, there was Dawn Patrol.
Dawn Patrol.
This was a revenge surfer film.
Oh.
This is Scott Eastwood. He was kind of hoping to follow in his dad Clint Eastwood's footsteps and be like the action hero. And yeah, that really paid off for him. The revenge surfer flick. Dawn Patrol. Then, of course, there was Jaws, The Revenge.
Oh, that
This
one
was the
is
best
just-
ever. It was nominated for 7 Razzies.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if you remember
saw
this one. This is literally when they were like, he had, and it was Roy Scheider again, which I was like, that's just the saddest thing ever. And he's like, could this shark have known that we killed another shark? And it has a biologist going, sharks don't take things personally.
The fear was that the shark followed him to like Lake Powell. And that's where he had to fight the shark again.
7 Razzies.
His brother shark.
Jaws, The Revenge.
It followed him to another beach. His
That is
family,
just, I mean,
the
that,
shark family.
Oh, it gets, I mean, there was another one that was a 0% rating, Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2, because there were so many questions left unanswered from Baby Geniuses 1. Yeah, so, and they had big names like John Voight and Scott Baio. I didn't understand why that thing didn't just take off.
That's just so sad.
I'm still paralyzed by the Revenge Surfer movie.
Oh, where would you hide
I've
your
never
gun?
I've never seen that as a genre before in film.
Right.
The Revenge Surfer movie.
And hand grenades. Where'd you hide those in a wetsuit? All right, what do we got?
That's about as sad and creepy as it can possibly be to be. Let's move on to Daisy, shall we? Of course, Daisy is in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Executive transportation ride to the airport and outlook a night out. It doesn't matter. This is the place for you. You can book your ride at executiveutah.com. And Black Diamond Experts, that's electric, plumbing, heating, and air with 24-hour service at blackdiamondexperts.com. You'll be glad you called an expert. Daisy, what's going on today?
Hello again, Todd and Erin. Here's a look at national and world news on GepardtDaily.com. Vladimir Putin is kicking out hundreds of US diplomats from Russia. 755 Americans will now have to leave the Kremlin by September the 1st. The measures come after US Congress passed a bill last week imposing fresh sanctions over Russia's meddling in the US's 2016 election. President Donald Trump has indicated he will sign the sanctions bill into law. Putin's order leaves the US with only 400 diplomats in the former Soviet state. The United States says it successfully tested its missile defense system in the Pacific Ocean just 2 days after North Korea fired an intercontinental ballistic missile into the Sea of Japan. North Korea said their missiles are now capable of striking any major U.S. city and that it would deal firmly with the U.S. in the future. The Pentagon said its anti-ballistic missile test proved the U.S. was prepared to deal with North Korea's evolving threat. And internet giant Amazon told investors yesterday it is under federal investigation for selling products to individuals in Iran who are on the US government's blacklist for supporting terrorism. Amazon says the sales were made over a period of time between 2012 and 2017 and included items like books, home and kitchen items, jewelry, consumer electronics, as well as lawn and patio furniture. The sales violated an order originally passed in the George W. Bush administration. Amazon did not try and justify the sales and said it would cooperate with any investigations. That's it for this edition of World Headlines. For more news and around the globe and here at home, go to GepardtDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
You know, the thing I can picture now is Daisy sitting there with a fanny pack full of Cheetos and a big gulp.
I know.
I'm going to get her on that sectional one way or another. I don't care how proper and British she is.
I'd get a big fanny pack.
She's getting on the sectional. Okay.
Or like a backpack.
Black Diamond Experts, of course, they do electric plumbing, heating, and air, and it was really funny. I know everybody remembers that monstrous rain last week that caused all these basements to flood, and it was really sad because Todd and I were actually walking through one house we were looking at to rent, and the guy was so sweet, and he goes downstairs, and we all hear a And we all stand there and we're looking at our feet sinking into the carpet and the water's coming up to our ankles. And he goes, it's never flooded before, never. And as on our way out, I kind of went, here's the number for Black Diamond Experts. Why don't you give that a call? They have 24-hour service. Because this is the reality. You know, something's going to explode in your house. Something's going to fall apart. And it's usually at 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's why 24-hour is pretty important. But let's just say you need to get something fixed. Well, these are the guys who are licensed, bonded, and insured. So when they show up at the house, you feel good about them and you feel safe. They're like the good guys. They come in, they're going to give you a bid, and what you'll pay is exactly what was written on the piece of paper, because they don't add all the little surprises at the end, which is something I've had done before, and you always feel like you got screwed on it. Not with these guys. They get the job done. It's done well. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and when they leave, you're happy and you've paid exactly what you expected to. Now, this is pretty simple. Just go to blackdiamondexpert.com. They got all your information.
All right, so
This is a can-do group. This is a can-do couple. I want to be honest. They are.
So first of all, this couple, basically there was a big accident on the way to Wendover, okay? So on the way to Wendover, big accident, and that was on mile marker. Well, it really doesn't matter, does it? Because you don't know where that mile marker is.
It's just on the way to Wendover.
So you know what the road looks like. Picture the road.
It's straight, right ahead.
Now picture on either side, nothing. And so basically there was an accident. One of the U.S. The UP troopers,
UHP?
they pulled over to assess what's going on, to help anybody. And one of the cars kind of involved was this Mazda. And as a good person does, if you're a trooper, he ran the plates on it and was stolen. So
bad start.
After he took care of everybody in the ambulance and the tow trucks were called, they arrested the guy and they threw him in the back of his car.
Handcuffed, because that's what you do with a suspect.
The girlfriend that was with him was a quick thinker. And what she did is she jumped into the trooper's car with her boyfriend handcuffed in the back.
That is a can-do couple.
Took off. I-80 took off.
She stole the trooper's car.
Right. On I-80.
Can you imagine the crap he's getting from his buddies right now?
No, listen. Think of a car chase in a movie. Car chase. The car goes down the street, sliding sideways, takes a left, takes a right.
Oh, the drama.
Goes into a parking garage, goes to the top, and then all the way down, losing people. And then he goes in the back of a truck and hides for a while. And then he backs down the ramp again, and he tears off again. And then he goes and jumps a bridge and all this stuff. In Wendover, there's nowhere to go on I-80.
It's pretty much, you've been there. There's just, you're driving straight.
It's
There's
straight.
nothing on either side. There's no curves. That's all you got.
Would that stop them? I don't think so. Because what did they do next?
They're
The secret
can-do couple.
secret move that no one was looking for.
Okay.
They got out of the car and they ran into the desert.
Okay, you've already successfully stolen the UHP trooper's car, and your move is to stop it, get out, and run into the desert where,
There's no bushes.
as you remember, you are clearly visible because it is the salt flats. There's nothing there but you. What were they going to hide behind?
Well,
A jackrabbit? I mean, there's...
it's Scrabman. Just big rabbits, nothing to see. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. No.
So basically, they just
So here's
ran into the...
here are the troopers.
Okay.
Really big jackalopes out there.
Oh, that could be.
jackalopes?
It could be like one of those
Jackalopes.
6-foot ones. Yeah.
Here's my impression
Yeah,
of
sure.
of the troopers sitting on the road looking out to the desert. It's like this.
Bob, you want a bottle of water? Let's just wait. They'll be coming back eventually. It's 173 degrees.
We see you. We still see you. So they call the plane in, the trooper plane. And they fly around and they obviously see him right away.
They're right there because there's nothing to hide behind.
So they went up, I think it's Battlefield or something like that, exit. And you take it and you can go and drive on the salt flats. And they took that exit and there they were sitting on the side of the road waiting for them.
We're thirsty.
We can't hide in the desert.
My cuffs are cutting into my wrists. My skin's really red. If you look right there, it's really
It's
red.
like, but thanks,
Red
hon.
there.
Now we have no one to bail me out because you're both in jail.
I still think she's kind of a can-do girl.
I just
I
love
gotta be,
her.
I gotta be honest. I mean, she's sitting there going, keys are in the car.
I just love running into the desert.
That's the only part I don't understand. I mean, she showed a certain amount of ingenuity. They're like, gonna steal the car.
We're going to show them, hon.
So you...
Bonnie and
pull over-
Clyde. Get tired.
You were doing so good right to the point when you pulled over.
You know what, hon? Let's do this. You stand there. I'll hide behind you.
All right, coming up next, you can. We all have pop stars we've loved. I mean, we all have. We have. But sometimes you can go too far to prove your love, and we're going to show you how next. We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephartDaily.com?
It's so sad.
I was just...
We just spent during the message there. Erin and I, we have the movers coming at 9. And what did you say?
I said, if we just keep doing the show, maybe we don't have to go home and face the movers because we still have a lot of loose stuff to take. So everyone want to just stay on live Facebook with us. We can all chat.
It'd be awesome.
Share. Anyone have anything you want to talk about today? Because if the show's over, I have to go home and start moving again. I don't want to go home.
2 days in that heat.
Please, I don't want to go home. MJ, anything you want to say? Daniel, what about you, honey? You guys want any new topics you want to bring up?
We'll chat.
We can all talk.
I
don't want to go home, please.
Thank goodness I have an anvil collection. It was 40 of them. And I am so sore that I went to the cabinet where we keep the aspirin, and it's been moved.
We've already moved it. We both looked today. We're like, really? It's all gone?
Oh, my gosh. All right, so teen idols.
Some of the new Japanese ones, I mean, they've always had the weird androgynous kids that are like, we could appeal to either sex because you're not really sure what we are.
Right.
But this little guy, he's adorable.
He is adorable. Let's just show him. There he is.
He is just adorable. Look at that
like
face.
Lord Fauntleroy.
He is adorable.
He's a dandy.
Look at that adorable little face. He's adorable.
So one of his fans, they were just, oh my gosh, and they were on Twitter. And someone said something about proving her love for him with a challenge. And so she decided to come up with something.
Wow, that was a big mistake, kid.
Once again.
That was a big mistake.
Once again, this is to make her stand out with this hidden talent of hers and show him. I dare you.
Is that a
hammer?
What is that a hammer in her mouth?
It's a hammer.
Oh my God.
It's hammer time. Dun, 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 dun.
She thought putting a hammer in her mouth.
Just take this in. Just take this in. So think of a hammer, and on the left-hand side, it looks like that's the parts
the claw
that
area.
pull nails out, and the other side, no, it's the other way around.
And the blunt end is
the head's on the left. Yeah. Just take it in.
She's got a hammer in her mouth.
Yeah, she's got a hammer in her mouth. That old bit.
I bet he's proposing marriage right now. I bet he's saying, that's the woman I love right there.
Right there.
She had a...
Can I see it again? Because we don't want to go home. We don't want to go home and watch the movers.
See,
we got to work more.
Okay, now I want you to picture this.
You're not going to do this.
No, I just want you to picture it. Okay, now...
We have a hammer here.
Think about the size
Hang on, let me see.
No, but think about the size of a hammer. Here's my cell phone, and a hammer would probably be about, what, that much bigger?
We've got a hammer.
Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
No way.
There you go. All right, Erin, I challenge you. No, use the real thing. Oh, actually, I was kidding. Don't do
That's
that.
not going to work.
Don't do that.
I don't like chipped a tooth.
What is wrong with you?
You gave it to me and you said do it.
That's
because if I don't, I have to go home and move. Give me the hammer back. I'll keep trying.
Do you guys
lift
have a
anymore.
book in there?
I don't want to lift any more boxes.
I don't care if it's a manual or anything. I need a book. I need something.
I don't want to go home and lift any more boxes.
Okay, so she stuck a hammer in her mouth. How awesome is that? Here you go. Thank you. All right, so let's move on now. I want to go into the guy who had a car he shouldn't have been driving. And here's the story.
Okay.
And we've heard these stories before. You okay?
No.
Did you hit a tooth, really?
I might have, actually.
Workman's comp. Workman's comp.
Mm-hmm.
Soft tissue injury. All right, so basically,
Explain this because this is the saddest thing ever.
a Ferrari guy buys a Ferrari. Now you can get into a Ferrari for like 60, 70 grand.
No, it's easy.
Entry level.
Entry level.
Entry level. But this one is the what's that?
Oh, that's the Scuderia.
It's a Scuderia, and it costs $260,000.
$250,000 new for this
$250,000.
for the Ferrari Scuderia.
There's a problem with this, is that a lot of people don't have the experience, and you've probably seen other videos of people with Ferraris.
Because there's a lot of dashboard bits and lights and things, and there's
there's a
little
lot
gauges, and there's things that are like flashing, and it's like
not
the space shuttle.
No, actually, it's the engine size. And you're not used to driving something that fast.
One light tap and you're 367 miles an hour.
0 to 60 in 3 seconds, which is pretty fast. And basically, he lost control. Now, how far was this? This was 45 minutes after he bought it.
Are you lying?
He drove off the lot thinking, I'm not compensating for anything. He drove off the lot and ended up going airborne
Wow.
on the freeway. He lost it, went off, went airborne, and landed. And this is what $260,000 looks like.
Oh my God. He didn't live through that.
He lived.
How?
I'm not sure.
That's actually a spectacular advertisement for Ferrari. You're going to screw this up big time.
'Cause you're an
But
idiot.
you're going to survive.
Because you're an idiot.
There's nothing left of it.
Burned to the ground what was left of it, yeah.
There's nothing left.
The police showed up. He had bruises and scrapes.
And that was it.
Right.
This actually is the world's best advertisement for Ferrari.
Except for the fact that it happened 45 minutes after he bought it.
Oh, you idiot.
I lost
I used to-
control.
Well, see, then he's in the bar and he's trying to pick up a woman. He's like, I used to have a Ferrari.
Right.
It was one of the Scuderias, a really big.
Smell my
expensive
hair.
ones.
It's like ash.
You want a drink? What? Where are you going?
Hey, gorgeous. What's up?
A
All right.
$260,000 car, and he had it for 45 minutes.
I wonder how much his insurance is going up.
Oh, MJ goes, look, Ma, no wings.
All right, so here's a question. When you got accepted to the University of Utah, how did that feel?
It was great.
How did it come? Did
Very
it come in
happy
a
about
letter?
it.
Did it come in a letter?
Yeah. They always send you the big, fat, thick letters. That was back then. Now they just email you something, I think. Say, hey, the email.
University of California, Irvine. They do the same thing, but they actually do old school. They actually mail out the certificate, so it's like that McDonald's commercial you'll see where the employee comes in, here's the envelope, and they go, gather around, everybody. And wouldn't it be horrible if he didn't get accepted and all his friends are staring at him?
Oh, you can always tell because it's a thin envelope if you're rejected because it's just one form letter, and it's a thick envelope because it has different forms in it.
I would still open it.
I got two of those, so.
Okay. So it comes, you open it. Who do you tell first?
Parents usually, because
Okay,
you're going to be
parents.
sponging off them for money.
Right? And what plans do you start making if you're going to live,
Well, you're thinking maybe if you're living on the dorms and you're like, okay, I wonder if I can steal the microwave before anyone catches me.
Right,
and,
right.
you know, what, like moving in, like how much room do I have in there? Do I have room to bring like my stuffed animal
little
collection?
little fridge.
What about, you know,
Your
my
stuffed
laptop?
animal collection.
Oh, I had a roommate who had a stuffed
Oh,
animal
okay.
collection.
I was afraid it was you, and we'd have
No.
to separate.
Yeah, the mini fridge. You know, you think about what can you get in there? Yeah,
Right.
sure.
And so everyone, you start making plans, and so this is 6 weeks before fall term starts, and they realized they had made a mistake with 500
What?
students, and
They sent out acceptance letters to.
500, and they had to take them back. How does that feel?
How close was it to?
Like 6 weeks.
You've got to be kidding me.
Nope.
No, guys. At that point, you just go, okay.
I would love to tell you this is a joke and everything worked out well, but it didn't. Is that the worst thing?
I can't. Oh no! Look, this one girl says I couldn't stop crying. You can't do that to someone 6 weeks before school,
Well,
dude. You screwed up. You got to let it go.
No,
They're
you
coming
gotta
in.
let them in.
How
I don't
could you
know.
not? Because, I mean, their parents have been, everybody's working to get the money together.
Yeah.
And no, there's no way. You can't do that.
All right, so they did.
Like, you can't have this. We're taking it back.
My experience with getting into college was basically it was private, and if you had money, you're going. And when I say private, I don't mean private. I mean private. In the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Maine, wildlife management and forestry. 13 women who in the school. There's a lot.
They had more facial hair than the guys.
There was a lot of flannel and red suspenders and chainsaws in the dorm with compound bows. Not exactly Ivy League. I would like
There was
to
lumber.
talk to you about motivation, and a lot of people lack motivation. You get up in the morning, I see people running when we come to work and it's still dark, and they're out there running, and I'm like, what
Almost unnatural.
kind of motivation do you have?
I would not be up at 4:30 in the morning unless I had to work. Otherwise, you would have to set my mattress on fire. And they're like, let's get out and get some fresh air.
And just to be motivated, and one gentleman actually found the perfect motivation. He's a cyclist. He rides a bike. And he's in Alaska, and he's riding his bike. Look at him. What motivates a man like that? And look, he's got all the backpack stuff on, so he's camping. And his motivation is that. Grizzly bear is chasing him.
Oh, that would do it.
That would do it.
Yeah, because that's a bear.
He is going incredibly fast. He said he turned around, and here comes the grizzly at full run. And it's on a hill.
Oh, good Lord.
And here's the bear.
Grizzly bear is standing up.
Other people came up, and they stopped their cars, started honking, and so it took
Trying to distract. Oh, my gosh.
took his eyes off the prize.
I'm not sure if I could pedal fast enough while I was busy wetting myself. That would be my only problem.
You think the seat would be slippery, right? Right. Okay, so since we don't want to go and end the show,
Anyone else have anything you want to talk about?
because that means we have to.
You got any brothers or sisters?
We would have to go home and finish moving.
Tell me about
our
your
house.
hobbies. Come on, you're on Facebook Live. Tell us about your hobbies.
Here you go.
Oh, Daniel says, I'm moving on the 7th, so I'll help you if you help us. What is this? The Associated Press Style Book. Oh, that's 2014. This is also the briefing on media law.
Let's read, shall we? This should take a while.
Forward.
Okay.
A new chapter on religion brings together 208 entries from Advent to Islamic holy days to Zionism. There are new
enthralled.
entries and extensive revisions to others, including Baptist churches,
Mm-hmm.
Buddhist/Buddhism, Coptic Christian, Churches of Christ, Eastern Orthodox churches, Gurdwara,
right. We
Halal,
have to go.
Hinduism,
Sorry.
Jewish congregations, megachurch,
Wish us luck and pray for us.
non-denominational religious movements,
Todd and Erin Morning
and the
stream on
revisions reflect the changing landscape of religion
GepHartDaily.com.
in the United States and around.